Hello, everyone. Welcome. Um, Welcome to Crafting with Me. If you're new here, welcome. So glad to have you. And if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. So I just decided to do a live because I'm here at the camper by myself. We went camping this week. And I know all the videos that I'm posting are about a week behind. You can hear that. I don't know what that is. It doesn't sound like a train, but I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this, see if anybody shows up. But anyway, I am working on this one. Any guesses what it is yet? Which one it is? It's really, really colorful, and I absolutely love working on this one. So what I've been doing is just a random generator of numbers. Why did this switch back to 10? Let's edit that. It says 20 on here. Okay. So, good morning, Kathy. How are you doing? I just decided that I would go ahead and go live. Just quick little live. We're camping, and Josh went ahead and went on to into work, so it's just me here at the camper. So I decided that I would have a little chat this morning. Okay, so how are you doing, Kathy? But yes, well, happy birthday. I'm not a very good singer, so I'm not going to sing happy birthday, but I wish you to have the best birthday you possibly can. But any guesses on which one this is yet? This is the one that I started in my last live. I really do like this because it's really easy to take with me. But I'm going to generate a random number 1 to 20 on here. And we got 13. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top, and the ones that aren't done, I'm going to count down to 13. 8, 13, and then this is the one that I'm going to do, and then whenever I finish this square, yeah, lucky 13. But once I finish this square, and then the next random generator I'll start from here and count on down. That way it kind of spreads them evenly, and it's not me just picking a square to do. It's worked out pretty well for the rest of it. And I figure everybody will figure it out pretty soon. I've been spending my time camping, editing videos, so I should at least have 3 videos out next week or this week. I lose track of time whenever I'm camping, especially if I've got days off from work. And I was all ready to go and book the train ride this Saturday. I was like, I've got a Saturday off. I can go up there, book the scenic ride. And I went online to book it, and they were sold out for this week. There wasn't any availability for this week. There was some for next week, but not this week. So I would love to go camping for that long. I would absolutely love it. And I've came close before. Well, the train in Van Buren, it runs on Wednesdays and then Saturdays, and I thought it said Sundays too. I can't remember for sure on the Sunday. So it's just a 3 hour scenic tour, and then they've got one that goes from Springdale to Van Buren that's all day long. And it has like a 3 hour layover in Van Buren. That is the one that I really want to do. I, to a point, I cannot work while I'm camping. I can, but I can't. As long as I'm camping near where I work at, I can. And I can pretty much DoorDash anywhere. I just don't like to, especially if it's an area that I don't know very well. Okay, let's go ahead and get this one started. How did that get moved over? This one, y'all saw me kit this one up. I'm working out of these little itty bitty containers, but it works great for taking it with you. A lot of times, whenever we go camping, we will camp near our job so that we don't have any problem driving there. I've got Saturday and Sunday off. I'm going to call and see if I can get Monday off. I went ahead and booked the spot till Wednesday. From visit Washington, D.C. From there, I would take your car. I would love to go anywhere on Amtrak. I would absolutely love it, and I don't know why I've gotten so interested in that lately. It's like I've never thought before, just recently, never thought about taking the train. It is really, right now, it's not that bad, but by the end of the day, we're supposed to be in the 90s. And by next week, we're supposed to be in triple digits some days. So right now I've actually got my door open and just a fan going, but I know here within a few hours I'm going to have to turn on the AC in here. But I am enjoying the fresh air as much as I can. I was outside, but the mosquitoes and stuff out there were terrible. They like me for some reason. Sorry about the table shaking. Of course, this isn't my normal setup, so I've got two tables sitting here with two different devices. Yes, I am very thankful we have the AC. And after today, Josh will come back for lunch from his job that he works up near here. But after today, I'll have the camper to myself for 2 to 3 days. I've got to go into work Monday if I can't get it scheduled off. I have not gotten that one. I was going to do some unboxings while I was here, and I still might. I got my Polar. I cannot remember the name of it. Is it Polar Ice? It's by the one that did Woodland Panorama. It came in, but my mystery box did not. Luckily, no. I I don't know if I could handle taking them up to the park and sitting out in the heat the whole time up there, because there would not be much for them to do in here. But nope, they get to visit their Uncle Josh, except for today, because I do have to go pick him up from work and take him home. But I'm hoping whenever I get home, my mystery box package will be there. Yes, it truly is me time, and I am absolutely loving it. This It's like whenever I get to go camping, it relaxes me so much, whether I'm by myself or with Josh, it doesn't matter. I went up to the shower house to shower this time because I don't want to fill up my gray tank. But here the showers are individual rooms with the full bathroom and the shower, so it's not too bad. And I always bring my my flip-flops with me to shower in, so. But it wasn't a bad shower up there. I'm glad to have places like this, because there are some that I would not go in and shower for nothing. But I'm trying to make it to where I don't have to, whenever I go home today, I might just bring back our thing to where we can dump the tanks without moving the whole trailer, just in case. I don't think I'll have to, but it's a possibility, because we're only scheduled to stay here till Sunday. So instead, I'm going to be here till Wednesday of next week. And then I will have to go home. Yes, so true. I do conserve a lot of water. We do take showers in here occasionally. It's not that bad, but once my gray tank gets to about half, I normally start cutting back on showers and stuff. But at least ours, we have that little nozzle to where you can turn it off while you're shampooing and all that, and then turn it back on. Yeah, I've done that before. Whenever I'm camping, I've got a little shower tent. In fact, it's in there. I could do that, but it's in there underneath the mattress in the bedroom. I think soon I'm going to try to go back to Lake Catherine, and they actually have truly full hookups with sewer and everything there. So that will be nice, but that'll probably be more towards November if I do that. We go camping around our anniversary every year, which, what am I doing? Are you yelling at me, telling me I was putting those on the wrong one? I don't know why I all of a sudden started putting those on the little white dots, just those two. Can't walk and chew gum at the same time, I guess. I'm getting really bad about placing some of these on the wrong spots. We try to get full hookups, but around here there's not a whole lot with sewer that is close. But if it's available, we try to get the full hookups. But normally, no, we don't. We don't normally stay at one campground more than a week. Normally, it's only a week and then we'll go to a different one, especially if we're trying to stay close to where we work at. Yes, and this one was very, very last minute. We were at work Monday night and we were talking about it, and he was like, well, I went and looked and I went ahead and booked it for this week. So, and here you have to book a Friday and Saturday to be able to get the weekends at the core parks. So, he said, well, I'm giving them one free day because I can't pull the trailer out of there on Saturday because we'll be at work. So I went ahead and took Saturday and Sunday off. I was able to get it off. We work in the same office, so we can't both take the same days off. Most of the time, unless they have a big notice on it. Yes. So he was going to have to pull the trailer out of here on Friday today. And I was like, well, I'll talk to my brother and see if he'll pull it out on Sunday for us. And he said he would, but then I went ahead and booked an extra 3 days so we could stay till Wednesday, his next day off. It is a Corps of Engineers park. Most of the ones that I stay at are those, just because they have so many of them around Arkansas. And there are some full hookups at Lake Dardanelle, I think. I would have to look and see which ones those were. And then I went across the mistake. It was either in Missouri or Oklahoma. Yes, I was very lucky. If I couldn't get the same spot, I was gonna have my brother to come up here and move the trailer for me. Because I would probably take out a few trees and stuff, even using the truck. Josh is going to be driving my car to work this week. Because we've got to take my car home to charge it. I could charge it on the camper, but I would only get like 5 miles an hour. By the end of the camping trip, I could get about 50. It would take like 4 days at least to charge it full on just a 110 charge. And that is the crazy thing about where we're at. We're close to where they have colleges and all of that around here, but there is only Tesla chargers here. There is not any fast chargers that are not Tesla. Yes, I'm actually in Arkansas. We're close to Central Arkansas, the River Valley. There is a lot of nice core parks around here. There's a lot that Some are not, but most of them, they take pretty good care of them. And I've noticed, especially with this one, they're doing a lot of remodeling. I hope so. I haven't broke down and bought it yet, but they've got a adapter that I can get from Nissan. And it's like 200, I believe it's like $250 to where I can charge at the Tesla chargers, but I just haven't broke down and bought it. If I ever take a cross country trip in my car, I will, because I don't want to get into that situation. But it's it's so funny because even Clarksville, which isn't a small town, but it's smaller than where we're at now, has a charger at their Walmart. Dang, this table is really wobbly. I don't know who else came in, but thank you so much for popping in. I notice I've got 3 people in here now. Yeah, is that I cannot remember the name, but they are actually from Little Rock, Arkansas, if it's who I'm thinking of. Hi Terry, how are you? I just decided to do a little pop-up live. But yeah, I cannot think of the names at the moment. Their channel was just their names and they've changed it within the last year or so. Nope, that's not the ones that I'm thinking of. I am camping. I am so I'm so happy that we actually got to go camping. I was afraid that I was not going to get to go camping this year. Um, and without having my minivan, I can't just camp in my van. So if I go camping by myself, it's got to be a tent, or maybe I can figure out a way to camp in my SUV as long as it's close. You're at a crafty weekend? That sounds fun. I would. There's not really a whole lot of people around me that I know that do a lot of crafting get togethers and stuff. Wow, I wish there was some here. If I could camp continuously all year long, I probably would. I would probably stay camping more than I stay at home. But Joshua, my son, was saying that Bullet was whining constantly. And he had asked me, does he have fleas again? He's whining all the time now. And I was like, I just gave him his pill before I left, about a week before I went camping, so he shouldn't. Supposed to have a pull through? That would be nice. I do not pull my own trailer. I probably would take out some trees or other cars or stuff like that. I would have to have at least a little bit of practice pulling a trailer. That would that would be great. I would love to have someone here. Yeah, Josh is always complaining that I'm the world's worst at helping him back the trailer in. He had no problem backing it in here. This was an easy spot to get into. But I don't know, maybe if I got a smaller trailer for just me, I might be able to pull it myself, but this 30-foot trailer, that would never happen. Yeah, I'm the same way. I would not be able to. I could probably go forward with it, and that was about it. Yeah, I've never pulled a trailer myself, so I'm not sure I'd be able to. I will have Josh's truck this weekend, though. While he's at work. Hopefully, I can get Monday off too. I don't know. We'll see. Wish me luck on that. I was really surprised that I got Saturday and Sunday off because normally I ask at the last minute and it's hard for me to get days off because there's only 3 people on our shift that actually are backups to our office that know how to do the job. And we have changed systems recently, so they've got a lot of learning to do on those new systems. There's still stuff that I have trouble remembering how to do. Yeah, I've never backed a trailer, so I'm not sure. I'm sure if I practiced at it and stuff, I would be able to. But my nerves going through all the traffic and stuff would not help me out at all. So if I ever end up, what I want to do is get me like a Sprinter van or something like that and completely convert it. And then I would go long distances all the time camping by myself. I can back up with a backup camera in a van, but as far as back in a trailer, I'm afraid that I would hit a tree or something else. I'm afraid that would be me. No, I haven't been on a boat in a long time. That is a really good idea. Normally, me and Josh are in the same vehicle, so we wouldn't have to. But whenever I go camping by myself, though, I make sure he knows exactly which parks I'm going to, where I'm going to be at. And I do not go to any parks that I cannot get cell signal at just because whenever I'm camping by myself, I want to have access to be able to contact other people. Okay, what color are we doing next? We'll do the dashes. My hair is probably going to get all frizzy here in a minute. I did not brush it or anything once I got out of the shower, so I'm just waiting. So what are y'all working on? I know, Kathy, I think you told me, and I'm so scatterbrained today, I already forgot. But somehow I'm really beginning to, yeah, that's right, she should. Okay, now it popped up. This tablet that I got to replace my old one, I do not like it nearly as well as I liked my old one. But I couldn't put cell service to my old one because it was a 3G. I did not realize that until we tried to switch it over. But my new one that I got seems like it's slower. It buffers a lot more. I don't know what it is. It's still a Samsung, but it's not as good as my old one was. So my chat had stopped for a minute. Humidity can get really bad here, and I figure it's been raining on and off here. Today is the first day that we've been camping that it hasn't rained at all. And whenever I went up to take a shower up there, by the time I got back to the car, I was already sweating. But here in the camper, it's actually not a bad temperature at all with the fan going. I've got the fan setting in front of the door, and then I have the window open behind me so it kind of pulls the air through, and it's really nice in here right now. But okay, let's see. I don't know how long I will get to stay on here today. Hopefully, at least a little bit longer. We're at 32 minutes. It is a quiet fan. It's not until last night it started making a really loud noise, and I don't know what it was, but it oscillates, turns a little bit, and I think somehow it got stuck. But I moved it this morning and plugged it back in, and it's been fine. It hasn't been making any noise at all, so I don't know. But I've had it for like 3 years, so I wouldn't doubt that it's starting to get worn out. Eventually, I'm going to try to get my green van up and running. I know I keep saying that, and then I've got to get my brother to do an oil change on it, change out the transmission fluid first to make sure it's going to be worth building it out. And then I'll have to do the tires and put new seals on all the windows. For an older van, it actually drives really well. I was really surprised at that. We go out there and start it up about once every couple weeks just to make sure. But it's not a camper van, but eventually it will be. I've got all the seats out of it. the windows have leaked, so I'm gonna have to take out the carpet in it and but if I build it out, it's just gonna be a really, really simple build with a bed in the back, and then I've got some tables that I can make into cabinets to work in there. It'll be a really cheap build because I used cots and stuff and made a little camper van out of my minivans, but in that one I can stand up. Hi Beth, how are you doing? So glad that you stopped by. I decided since I was camping and by myself that I was going to do a pop-up live. So I'm really enjoying being camping. And I say that, and then a bug decides to fly right in front of my face. I wasn't sure if anybody would even show up since I didn't announce this that I was going live earlier. Well, thank you. And that's okay. I completely understand. I had my heart set on booking the train to go on the train this week. And I went to book my ride and it was sold out. There was nothing available for until next week. I was so disappointed, so I went and booked another 3 days here. Hi, Connie. How are you? I'm glad to see you here. Yes, I did a pop-up live. Yeah, I was gonna do one yesterday and I edited a bunch of videos, and by the time I got all those edited and everything, Josh was home. And I'm still really bad. You would think that I would be over it, but I'm still really bad about recording and doing lives and stuff in front of other people, which makes absolutely no sense, I know. But it's hard for me to record and stuff in front of other people. I do not know why. Josh is like, well, you're already in front of all the people on the internet. Why does it matter if somebody else is in the room? I don't know. It just does. Okay, now we got our ABs. My love-hate relationship with ABs. This pen, though, it actually makes it pretty easy to do these. It just goes through a little bit more wax. Oops. Because not sure you can see the sparkle on it. But this clear wax actually works really well on these, along with the tip right here. I was gonna go Wednesday down to the shop and get my package from there, but I was being lazy and stayed here. They do work great on ABs, but it's like 30 miles away from me right now. I didn't bring it with me. So, but this pen actually does do pretty good. And I know it's bad. I like these tips better than the stainless steel tips. It would be nice if my son had a driver's license. I would tell him, whenever you go to work, you need to bring my pen and I'll meet you at your work. Because it's about a midway point. I'm trying to conserve the miles on my car, though. Although my car will be going home tonight, and then I'll be bringing Josh's truck back up here. So I get to drive his big truck. I hate driving his truck. Morning, Laura. How are you? So glad to see you. People are starting to pop in now. But yeah, I'm supposed to get a package in today. That is great. I'm sure you went over there and snatched it right up. I was so frustrated. Last Monday, I was waiting on my Dreamer Designs order to come in, and it said that the order was going to come in, so I assumed all of my paintings were going to come in that order. I am actually doing really good. I'm camping, absolutely loving it. And now I've got the camper to myself for a couple days. But anyway, it came in and there was one painting in the box. And I'd ordered that one painting in the mystery 4-pack. I really hope I get some good paintings in that mystery pack. But if I don't, I have an idea what I'm going to do with them. But anyway, the 4-pack will be in today. So hopefully I'll be able to record an unboxing before I leave here. Hi, Nita. How are you? Glad to see you here. But yeah, I will have to go back to town for a little bit today. I think I'm going to stop by Brahms on the way back, though, and get me a strawberry shortcake sundae. I love those. I am working one that you're supposed to guess at which one it is. I'm pretty, if y'all want, I'll turn off the light for a minute so you can see what it looks like so far. There is a hint, though, that Dreamer Designs only has a few smaller paintings like this. So as soon as somebody guesses it, I'll tell y'all what it is, or guesses which one it is. I'll let y'all know in each video, but so far nobody's guessed which one this is. Let me turn my light back on. I had to get my tiny light pad out because I was trying to get set up to do a recording the other day, and I was like, where did I put my light pad at? I didn't bring my huge one, but I brought the mini one. It is very, very colorful. And I figure somebody will guess it here very soon. Any guesses? But I was like, I can't find it. And there's only so many places things can be put in this camper, and you'd imagine that you wouldn't lose stuff. Anyway, whenever I was carrying stuff in, I've got a little cube and a trash can that sits by my door. I put it in between them for some reason. I think I was probably standing outside and was trying to lay stuff down so that I could bring the rest of the stuff in. And it was like 2 days before I found it. And I had this one that I had in the camper. Luckily, it was here. Because my mystery painting, I can do it without a light pad, no problem. This one, I don't know if it's just because it's an older Dreamer Designs kit or what it is, but there are some of the letters on this that are a little blurry and hard to see. I'm very bad about that. I've got 2 bunks in my camper, and those pretty much are full of all the stuff that I have in here that we don't use all the time. Eventually, I'm going to go through those bunks and throw all of that stuff out. I would like to take out the top bunk because there's no way that I'm getting up there. And sort of make it to where it could actually be a usable area for an adult. Cut like half of the top bunk off and make it into a shelf in there so that person could put their stuff up wherever they needed to. If it wasn't part of my under trailer storage on the bottom, I would just take the whole thing out and make that like my little crafting area. Anita, I think you're right. It is. It's over the rainbow. So now I'll go ahead and take this little piece of paper off here that shows what it was. Hi, Margie. How are you? Anita guessed it. It's over the rainbow. I don't know. Do y'all think that would be a good idea to do all of my paintings like this that are not mystery ones? Work on them until y'all guess them? And just so y'all know, the videos that I'm putting out right now are about a week behind. So I am camping now, but it won't be showing that in those videos. Okay, I got one more on this one. Where did I put my phone at? I got too many devices here. There's my phone. You have it yourself? Yeah, this one was in my stash. I think Lexi actually gave this one to me. Well, I'm glad y'all got your restock. Okay. We just finished this one. So I'm going to do this. It's just a random number generator and it's 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're working way over here now. Hopefully, this will be still in the... Which one was it? Now I forgot which one it was. 34, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, it's the one with the question marks. right there. Okay, it doesn't have any of these ABs, so I'm going to put those up. We'll start on the next color. But yes, this is Over the Rainbow. It's a rose. I've got like, I don't think I have the Diamond Dots ones, but I have a Diamond Art Club one like this. Your iPad caught on fire. Oh, never mind. I'm a little slow there, Connie. A little slow. I was like, oh no. That's a moment. Okay, let's see. What color are we going to do first? How about the E's? Let's stick with the ABs. Get that done. But yeah, so far, we normally always have steak on our first night at the campground, but since Josh had to work that night, we ended up just having hamburgers the first night, and then on last night, he had fixed the steak. I need to go and figure out what that is if I ever order anything, because I very rarely log on to the Facebook website anymore. I try to stay away from it, but it doesn't work. It really does not work for me to go on a no-buy. You join the Facebook group through DAC. They have a VIP code where you can get a discount. I don't remember how much it is, but they put a post on there. I think it changes occasionally. So you have to go in and check it once a month or so. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've actually used that code, because I normally catch their other sales that are a lot better. Yeah, I got an email this morning and I was like, I cannot order any more Dreamer designs. I cannot order any more Dreamer designs, because they had a buy one, get one, I think 50% off. And then, of course, they had to show the two Hannah Lynns on there that I didn't have. It took all I could do not to just order those. Hi, Granny. How are you? Everybody's starting to pop in now. We've been on here for almost an hour already. Yeah, just since I was camping and Josh is at work and I'm here all by myself, I decided to go live. I saw it. I saw a email this morning in my email about Dreamer Designs. I think buy one, get one 50% off. And of course, they have on that picture, they had the two Hannah Lynns on mine that I don't have. And I was like, I gotta keep telling myself I cannot order. But no, I didn't order. I wanted to. I think it was any canvas. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was any canvas that had summer. The code was like summer 50. I'm not sure what the code is, but it's an email. that they sent out. And I didn't buy them. I've got 4 that are coming in today that I have no idea what they are. I ordered the mystery box. And then the other one had shipped separately, and I've already got it in polar ice or something by the same person that does Woodland Panorama. So far, I've got Woodland Panorama, which I'm considering like Earth, and then I have Firebird Panorama, which is fire, and then I got the ice one. I wonder if they're gonna come out with one that's for like wind or air. I hope you get whatever you wanted. Yeah, I've done the mystery paintings, but this is the first mystery box that I've ordered. I think, why is my mind going so blank today? That is great, Connie. You know, any other time I could think of her name, but Diamond Painting with Coco ordered one of the 2 packs of the mystery boxes, and she really did not like the winged horse unicorn one. But I thought the lady one that she got was really pretty. I don't mind the other one either. I like the colors in it. Yeah, I said that a long time ago too. And that doesn't work for me. It seems like I start getting ones that are bigger and bigger and bigger every time. It's like absolutely love these canvases, like the Woodland Panorama and those. Absolutely love them. And I keep getting more and more of them. Eventually, I'll finish them, but it might take me a while. But the mystery box, I've got an idea what I'm going to do with the ones that I don't like. So we'll discuss that later on. Beth, why did you have to go and tell me that? I didn't know which one it was. Now I'm going to have to go and look at it, and then I'm going to get in trouble. You know, whenever I couldn't book the train ride, I went ahead and booked a few extra days here. So I'm just hoping that I can get Monday off work so I don't have to drive all the way to work and then drive all the way back here. I don't know which one that is, Granny, but it sounds pretty. Micah, Micah Jelena, or not Micah Jelena. What am I saying? I know who you're talking about, Margie. Like I said, my mind is just not working today. I'll look at it after we get off the live today. But yeah, is it already out of stock? No, I can't buy it today. I absolutely cannot buy it today. I just spent another $68 booking this site for another 3 extra days. So that was any extra money I had. Okay, that's right. I don't know why I thought that that was wrong. I've got some of her paintings too. All of them are getting to be pretty expensive. But I try to get them on discounts whenever I can. But it's like Josh walks into my craft room and just looks at all the paintings stacked up in there. And then whenever I go camping and stuff, I have to bring all my craft stuff with me. So I've got like 3 suitcases full of stuff, and 2 of them are just craft stuff that I've brought with me. That is probably going to be my biggest problem if I ever get to go on an Amtrak train, is trying to figure out what craft stuff to bring with me, because I can't bring everything. But I'll have to diamond paint it while I'm on the train. But I was reading the other day, and I think around Christmas I'm going to have to buy these tickets before then and really try to get them started before then. But they've got like a hot cocoa and cookies with Santa train that's around Christmas, and it's about an hour long, to where Santa, I believe, comes on the train and visits the little kids and stuff. And I want to do that for my grandkids, but I don't know. I can diamond paint in a car while Josh is driving, so I'm pretty sure I would be okay. But I'm worried about buying these tickets, especially for Axel. Here pretty soon, his mom is going to try to get him some noise canceling headphones, but he really has an issue with the loud noises. So, well, the one that I'm going to try to go on here pretty soon, it goes from Van Buren to Winslow and then back. And then they have one that goes from Springdale to Van Buren. Those are the 2 that I'm going to start out with. Those, I won't be taking diamond paintings on those because those are just day-long trips. But if I ever get to go on the Amtrak train and actually travel a ways, I'll have to bring my diamond paintings with me. At least one. But I have a little setup that I have in the truck. It's a lap desk, and I actually have this light pad that I've got right here Velcroed to it, and then I've got a tray on there Velcroed to hold all my pins and stuff. So I don't think I would be able to diamond paint on the train in Van Buren, but maybe one of the Amtrak trains. We'll see eventually. That is going to be a long time down the road. I'll probably have to be retired before that happens. But eventually I'm going to try to do it. Josh was looking it up, and for me and him to go from Little Rock to Santa Ana, California on the Amtrak train, it was going to be $500. But he was looking at the coach seats, and I don't know if I could spend 2 days on a train in the coach seats. I would have to have my sleeper car, and that's like $700 for just one person in that. So it's going to be a while before I ever do that. The one in Van Buren for the coach, like the coach seats, the cheapest one is like $50 for that ride. So I'll start out there. And I was all prepared to do it Saturday, and then they sold out. Yeah, I have not been on a passenger train since I was like, I know I was no older than 12 years old. But that was just the one in Van Buren, too. Yeah, the one that I would choose for me is just the roomette, which is basically the smallest sleeper car that they have. And it can actually accommodate 2 people if one person is willing to get on the top bunk. Now, with that being said, you would have to use the restrooms in the car because they don't come with the restrooms in there, but I would at least have to have that smaller car if I was going to be on the train for a couple of days. Yeah, I don't know if I could do the one with the bedroom and that has the bathroom and the shower in there. I just can't see me spending that much. Right. One of these days I'll make a list of all the trains and put the hat would be that would be me, Connie. It's strange. The older whenever I was younger, I was not scared of heights at all. Laura. But now the older I get, the more that if I try to go up like ladders and stuff and really steep stuff like that, it scares me. I don't understand why. I was never scared of heights before, but the older I get, the more scared of stuff like that I am. There is one, and I don't ask me which Amtrak train it is. I don't know. But there is actually one that has a small little toilet in the smallest sleeper car, but I couldn't tell you which one it was. It's one of the older ones. Hi, Tracy. How are you? That might just be it, Laura. That could very well be it. But yeah, it's like I can't do half of the things that I used to do. And it's like I used to go hiking all the time by myself. I would go hiking, but now if I don't have somebody with me, I will not go if it's not like paved or something. But I am still camping. I am so happy to be able to finally be camping. Josh is at work. It's just me at the camper, so I decided that I was going to do a pop-up live. Yeah, I am very happy to be here. And right now, it's supposed to get really hot today, but right now it's not too bad in the camper. I've got my screen door open with a fan sitting in front of it and the window behind me open, so it's like a constant breeze flowing through here. I have fallen a few times in the last year, and I think it's really an eye opener. You can keep the rain, Granny, but I would like to have the 50 degrees right about now. We have had so much rain around here lately. It's been almost constantly, at least once or twice a week. Yeah, I do not want any more rain for a little bit. That's the same here, Connie. It's supposed to get up in triple digits this week. And I'm definitely not looking forward to that. Yeah, we definitely don't need any more rain. I don't know what temperature it is here. On the on the TV this morning, whenever Josh was listening to the weather, I believe they said it was going to be in the 90s here today. But I don't know what temperature it is right now. The ark went floating by yesterday. Yep. We have had so much rain lately. I'm sure that we will get there too, Granny. You never can tell here. It'll be really hot and then we'll have a cool down and then it'll get really hot again. What was that? Oh, I got a notification on my phone. That's what that was. But yeah, Josh was saying something. He was really not looking forward to this next week coming up because what he does on his second job is he's like a shopper, except it's for a home improvement store. So he has to take stuff out to the vehicles and load the vehicles, and it's like mulch, and they can get lumber and all that stuff. So he's constantly outside stacking all this stuff into vehicles and stuff. I might have to close the door. I know why I'm starting to cough. I didn't take my allergy pills this morning. I did not take any of my pills this morning. So I'll have to do that here in a little bit. I had to break down and go buy my allergy pills from Walmart this time. And it's really not that bad of a price for the generic Zyrtec. It was like 8 something for a bottle of 45 of them. So I won't be getting any more of those at the Dollar Tree for a while. 25 Celsius. That isn't too hot, is it, Anita? I'm trying to think. Two, probably about 57 degrees here. I think that's what 77. I was way off. You can tell that I'm not very good at converting the the degrees. Not very good at that at all. Man. Yeah, this here in a little while I'm gonna have to go get Joshua from work and take him back home. I think. Okay, Margie, I can see that. No problem. I'm hoping it said that my other package is going to be in, so I'm going to wait there until Josh gets off work. And then I'm going to drive his truck back up here and leave him my car this weekend so he can drive it and we can charge it at the house. Yeah, I tried with our electric bill. I went without turning on the AC as long as I could. And last month's electric bill was less than $100, but I have a feeling this month's electric bill is going to be way up there. Because we've had to run the AC the whole time. Oh, speaking of that, remember a while back whenever we were having issues with our heating and air? Well, that stuff was all supposed to be covered by Shine Solar, who we got our solar panels from. And they had put in the heating and air unit. Well, we get a bill from the heating and air place that they denied part of that claim. It was only like $300 worth, but still, they denied it. So we're trying to figure out why they denied it. And we called the heating and air place and they told us that they denied it. It was for the thermostat. It was on the labor on the thermostat. We're like, okay. They paid all the other labor. Why would they not pay that? So we try to get a hold of Shine Solar and we can't get a hold of them. It turns out that they are out of business now. So the only way that we can get this taken care of basically is to get legal help to get it and fight it from going if they already sent it to collections. I was so aggravated at that. So I don't know what we're going to do with that. But and then Josh was sitting there thinking, well, what am I going to do? Because we had a 25-year warranty on our solar panels too. If something happened to them, what are we going to do if the solar panels go out? Because that, if we can't get a hold of them for this, we're not going to be able to get a hold of them for that either. So it's a bad deal all the way around. Those are easier to, in a way, to budget for, but I don't remember. We tried to do that one time and they told us that we weren't eligible for it. I don't know why, but and I love having our solar panels, but now I don't know that I'm very happy with having them, especially since the place went out of business. Yep. And plus, we've probably got another 2 years that are supposed to be under warranty on our AC unit. And I guess that's not going to be warranted either. I don't know. We're going to try to contact the company that made the unit that we have and see what's going on there, see if they can do anything, but I'm not sure if there's anything that can be done. Even the heating and air company told us that we would probably have to go and get legal representation for that. But I don't know, but hopefully it stays running for a long, long time. And what's bad is we had a heating and air unit in there that was a really good unit and we had very little trouble out of it. And part of us getting the solar panels, they put in this new unit. And I think our old one worked better than the new one. That would be great. Here in Arkansas, it works a little bit different. So, bye, Beth. Thank you so much for stopping by. I wish ours worked like Granny's did so that we could get free electric for certain months of the year. That would be absolutely great. But I think they somehow they buy our electric that our solar panels generate. They buy that and that goes towards the credit, but we're never fully credited. Okay. I can't believe we've been on here for an hour and 25 minutes. This is one of the longest lives I've had. Yeah, especially if it works like yours do. They were trying, I don't know how the law worked, but they passed a law here in Arkansas to do with the solar panels, and I don't understand it anymore. We are grandfathered into what we had before, but it's like nobody can get more solar panels now without it. I don't understand it. I really do not understand the way they do it now. You're getting a lot of diamond painting done? That's funny. I'm not getting quite so much diamond painting done. That is so true. Let me get a color out because I haven't even gotten a color out since my last one. Let's see, X's, which is color 906. Yeah, I went into, wow, I cannot think of anything. I think this camping has given me brain fog to where I can't think. I went into somebody's live last night. Miss Southern Belle was in there doing a silent shopping trip. I like cross stitching. I don't do it as much as I did before. That is so true, Kathy. My brain is on vacation until Wednesday. And then I'm really going to have to DoorDash a lot on Thursday and Friday to make up for this week and a half of not DoorDashing. Oh, are you leaving, Granny? Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you later. Well, I will definitely tune in to your whip again. Thank you so much for stopping by. We will I'll probably stay on here for about another 10 minutes. And then I'm going to fix some lunch before I have to go and get my son from work. But thank you, everybody who stopped by. Man, that I was really surprised because I really wasn't expecting a whole lot of people to show up since it was just a pop-up live. But I am so happy that y'all showed up. I have just been having so much fun being able to relax this week. Except for Tuesday, whenever we got here, I was running around like a chicken trying to get everything ready because Josh had already brought the camper to work with him. So I was having to pack everything in my car. Thank you so much. But I'm going to do some more recording and editing this afternoon. I wish it wasn't so hot and I would go outside and do a lot of more recording outside, but I got a little bit in one that I've got to edit today. And there's even a trail that goes behind my campsite here. Thank you so much, Margie. But I'm just looking forward to the rest of my time here. I gotta decide what I'm gonna fix for lunch. I think all I've got in there, I could go and get something, but I think I've got some sausage and eggs in there and lunch meat for a sandwich. Thank you. Thank you so much, Laura, Tracy. And I will still be going live tomorrow morning. If I end up, hopefully I won't oversleep being here by myself. Normally Josh gets up first. But okay, I thank everybody for stopping by. I'm going to go ahead and we've been on here for an hour and a half. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and fix some lunch before I have to go and get my son. That is wonderful, Kathy. Absolutely. Thank you so much. But I don't know, should I have eggs or should I have a sandwich or go and get something? I'm going to have a hard time deciding. Anyway, everyone take care. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you don't mind, hit that like button on your way out. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I think all of y'all have subscribed though. Take care, everyone, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.